in your own text that he got. But he can't teach you about spirituality. See what I'm saying? Look, this is a book, this is an Egyptian text called Rebel in the Soul. Bika Reed. Rebel in the Soul, page 10. The British considered that the maggots were their main food. It must have been a long extinct variety, maggot comestibus, known today, that's what it's called today. The flesh of the maggots was highly esteemed, for even the king ate it, as indicated in the line of 5. The text, and it goes on to say, it goes on to say that, but it wasn't just a peasant food, it was a delicacy. The most elite ate the maggots, so you know it couldn't have been them little old shits like this. You know how we talking about big larvae, you know, where they just wait till the damn, wait till the damn cow rot, and the shit get real big before it turns to a fly or whatever. Certain flies get big larvae. So it's one of them big old dragonflies or whatever. Get the big old, what you call it, and that's what they used to eat. So how the motherfucker gonna be one year he eating maggots and the next year he teach you about spirituality? And you bought all that shit because it's come from the Freedmen's Bureau, which got some text that they didn't know what the hell it was dealing with. So the Antichrist, the top of the spear is called Ain, which is called the Great Mother, blackness. Ain is called antimatter, triple blackness of space. Antichrist is talking about the mother and the son. So Ain would be a symbolic of the great Isis, of the great Mary, or it's talking about the womb. The womb would be Ain. So Antichrist, Ain, which means anti, or nothingness. From the nothing you get the absolute. The nothingness would be, the nothingness would be, the triple blackness of space was called, so the nothingness, or what you call the Antichrist, and means black. So the Antichrist is talking about the black Christ. To put it plainly, so you can understand. And it's interesting that you ask this question. You see what I'm saying? Because that's all a part of it. You can't go nowhere until you get things right. The yin and the yang. The black Christ, the yin and the yang. In the beginning is what? Darkness. You see what I'm saying? Lucifer just means pineal gland, light bringer. Lucifer, the light bringer, just means pineal gland. Satan, Sutan, means the base of the spine, the top of the spine and the base of the skull, which is medulla oblongata, the mouth of God. Satan, get behind me. This is the symbol of Satan gets behind me, which is, in Egypt, the Christ is Horus. Har-Sut. Sut is the ancient word for set, and set on Har-Sut. Sut is behind him, which is the melanin, or which is the black cloud where your light seed or your soul is housed in a black cloud inside of you. That's called a cosmic universe. So what we're talking about here, before we go on, we're going to get deeper into this, is a series of advanced knowledge of the soul in the text. So all the thing that you say is evil is actually good. They tell you that in Job. God and the devil in Job is one and the same. The word devil comes from the word diabos, and the word diabos is an ancient word for double, and it's talking about your double nature or your double soul or your double self. You get it? See? You see. Your double self. You see. Jacob wrestled with the angel all night, which is the blackness. And in the day, he saw, in the morning when daybreak, he saw what? Pineal, pineal, which was called what? The face of God, which is the Christ. The great face in ancient Greece is called Horus. In ancient Egypt is Heru, the great face of God. You see, this is metaphysical terminology. So if I'm going to get, like I said, I made the scenario the last time. So I'm going to come up to you and say, well, I worship a Hebrew Christ too. You know, I'm a Hebrew, black Hebrew, and a motherfucker come up to me, some nigga from Greece, or from Rome. I worship a Hebrew Christ too. He the Messiah.
since the dawn of man.
Worship the Hebrew Christ too. He the Messiah. Or what's his name? Our Messiah's name is Metatron. Adoni. Got several names for the Messiah. Shekinah. That's the Messiah. What's yours? Jesus. That's like me coming up to you and saying, I worship a black Christ too. Well, what's the name of your Christ? And you go to Dumb Child Pain. You don't know. That's why you don't see no ancient Hebrews ever believed in that bullshit. But as far as the book, the scriptures come from all over the world. They put them all together. Right. Take Jesus out and put yourself in there and you break the mystery to the Bible. You are the Christ that the book is talking about. King of kings and Lord of lords. That's you. What's that, brother?
About the, that's why the Hebrews don't, they still waiting on the Messiah.
Right.
Before the book, you said with Jesus.
Right, they still waiting on the Messiah because all the ancient cultures had something called eschatology, which means that the Messiah don't come until the end of the world. He don't come no 2,000 years ago get his ass killed. Now what do they mean by the second coming? He had come thousands of years before as Osiris, Dionysus, Set. And he'd fallen down to the lowest part of the earth, which is called hell. We are the fallen gods, or the fallen angels. And the second coming is he second coming back into his Christhood. We fell from the heavens, or we got trapped in a physical body. Our second coming is you coming again to your Christhood. You used to be called a race full of Christ. They used to call them the Nephilim in the Bible, the giants. But they fell, which means they gathered a physical body. Let me explain. They fell. They gathered a physical body. Let me explain something. See if I can find it in this. It's in several things. It's in the Gnostic scripture. But yeah. They fell. Listen. Now, so it wasn't that Jesus got crucified 2,000 years ago on a cross and all that old bullshit. That's garbage. Your cross is your body. You fell into the physical body. You fell into your cross. As I say, bear your cross. You fell into your body. As the human race became more and more addicted to the world of senses and appearances, the physical world, the inner celestial vision, which is your third eye, and the world of the divine body with its divine human soul faded. They lost their inner vision as a kind of spiritual amnesia. Can be said to have led back to the dismembering of the Lord's body and merely the natural consciousness of mankind. Thus Eden disappeared from the human consciousness to become merely a myth. The divine man could be said to have disappeared again beneath the water of external phenomena of the world. So what happened was this. At one time, we were radiating on an advanced divine level. And what you call the invisible world or the unseen real that they tell you to have faith in was visible. It was a whole nother damn party room. And you was the damn leaders of it. Doing what the hell you wanted because you were gods. The vibratory rate fell because of another entity that trapped us in this particular dimension. It fell, and as it fell, we became more and more and more physically into the physical realm. And the spiritual world started becoming, the spiritual world, or what you call the invisible world now, which is the real world, Eden or heaven, started becoming dim. At one time, the physical world was dim, which is an illusion. And as you fell, the physical world became more visible, and you started depending on these two eyes, which is a cheat, and the spiritual world became invisible. And you get that in dreams now. That's the key. You get it in the dream world, and you get it in what you call visions. But you also get it every day in your thoughts. That's, you just don't, you get the most miraculous shit. You ever walk up and then have a thought, you be like, whew. Right. But you've been taught that don't listen to your thoughts, because that's all fucked up. And don't talk to yourself.
You can also read minds.
Yeah,
That way.
you can read it. Don't talk to yourself. Start back talking to yourself. Because the physical doesn't exist. It's only a slowed down vibratory rate. The real self is on the inside. So when you talk to yourself, you're becoming more and more unconscious in identifying with that true self, which is yourself. So this is why I tell you, don't talk to yourself. But every time you get by yourself, you talk by your damn self. Somebody come in the damn room, what you do? I was singing. Why do you talk to yourself? You know what I'm saying? You be walking down the street, I'm going to take care of this shit right now. That's right. I'm going to take care of this shit right now. Well, wait till I get there. Who the hell you talking to? But you drumming up enough energy now because you really talking to yourself. Because you don't give a damn who hearing you. I'm going to take care of this shit right now. That's what you're really doing. So they tell you to stay away from the darkness. In Isaiah, what was it? What I said it was the last time. Hold on, get my notes. I gave it to you the last time. Huh? Isaiah. I got it. Hold on, I got it. What did I tell you? I'll give you the treasures of darkness. Isaiah 45, chapter 3. And I will give you the treasures of darkness.
Isaiah
45, chapter 3.
Chapter 3, verse
3, I'm saying. Isaiah 45, verse 3. I will give you the treasures of darkness. Which means that, just talk about the melanin. Every time you get confused, the first thing you do is what? You close your eyes like this, and when you open it, you say, okay, I got it now. That's the subconsciousness. That's the hell, or what they call a mentor. That's where Satan is, which is Lucifer, the pineal gland. Everything is backwards. Everything. If we're 180 degrees from the truth, then the religion can't be the damn truth either, because it's a religion. It's explaining something that's spiritual wrong. It's explaining something, it's only explaining something spiritual wrong to keep you in bondage and a system to keep you in slavery. The religion can't, listen, what is the religion of the United States of America? Christianity. I don't give a fuck what you say. Christianity. It's on the damn dollar bill. Now, how in the hell is the United States of America, the most vicious society ever damn ruled the damn earth, can have official religion where they tell you in God we trust? If the religion was so pure, it couldn't be along with the society. John Henry Clark said if they practiced real Christianity or real democracy, they wouldn't be in business for a damn day. Shit would fold overnight. Because that means they have to do what they want to do. They have to do what they're supposed to do. Remember this. The government cannot afford to bring you real spirituality on TV set. Now, if you get cable, they got about 400 damn preachers on there talking that bullshit. Now, I want to show you something spiritual here. This is a country with different races. All kind of people, Cape Verdeans, all kind of boat people from damn Vietnam and Cambodia and all kind of damn people from all over the world. And they tell you it's a melting pot. You ever notice something? Why is it you turn on the TV set and you ain't got but one religion that they show, basically? They just might show a little bit of people in the damn mosque, but basically for most of the thing, it's one religion. That don't make no sense. Think about it. You see what I'm saying? You saying it's a melting pot. Why you don't even have the respect for the people who buying the damn cable that might have studied some other shit some other place? They never, so I'm just saying, why is it you don't never get none of that? The TV can't afford to give you the damn truth. So if the preacher is number one on the TV, he's spreading the false religion and the false Messiah. Christianity is the false religion. Not the scriptures. Christianity is. The religion of Christianity is false. The scriptures is a combination of all kind of things. And you can read what the hell you want up in there. You can find all kind of shit up in there. Including the white man, the damn devil. It's in Deuteronomy. Say that you'll be something about you will be controlled by a people who are not a people. You see what I'm saying? It's tons of stuff up in there. There's one in Revelation 2:10. It says, now Revelation is supposed to be a book of the end times, right?
Yes.
Although it's the original book of the book of the Bible, because it's one of the oldest texts, it's still talking about your soul going to another realm. In there, it goes in Revelation 2:10, it says, although, it's talking about the end times, although the devil is about to throw you in jail for 10 days, which is like every day is like a year to God. That's like 10-year cycle of when they start throwing niggas in jail with the introduction of crack. They say, stay strong and stay fast or something. I will give you the crown of life, which means you're going to rise up out of this shit. The crown chakra going to open up, which is the pineal area and all that. But it say the devil is going to throw you into jail. We don't want no fucking jail, so it can't be talking about us. Revelation 2:10. And yeah, I'm quite sure that you ain't that dumb to believe that the actual devil up under the ground did that to you. You see what I'm saying? Because in ancient Egypt, the devil is up under the ground. That's God up under the ground in ancient Kemet. That's Osiris. Osiris is so-called in the underworld, but it's not the physical ground. It's two levels of the underworld. The other underworld is the low realm, which we live in the underworld, and we are the gods of the underworld. So we are the Osiris of the Allah. The other one is deep in your subconscious, which is talking about a mental, your subconscious. So you obviously, with that, what they're talking about in that particular passage, because the passage will deal with some mundane prophecy stuff that go on in the real world, or what you call the real world, this world, the physical world. They got some prophecies that go on. And it says the devil going to throw you into jail for 10 days. The devil. We don't own no jails. That's in Revelation 2:10. And when I read it, I know it's spirit because it jumped out at me. I said, oh yeah, I can read this shit for what it reads. Because I read this stuff and then one passage jump out, you know it's the real. You see, we used to deal with that type of stuff now. So now, let's go on. So now, dealing also with the Jesus thing is, let's go into this particular information. Hold on 1 minute. Let me get something. Yeah. Let's get this. The other Bible. And let's look at this. Also, but the original scriptures of the first books that they compiled, because they got Paul, Josephus, and all them niggas, they just went in a room and just wrote up some shit and plagiarized. That's it. And every other book that shit was made, Mark and all them old niggas. There's a bunch of black niggas too. Motherfuckers, you know, sold us out. Because the Romans couldn't do it, they couldn't understand it, so they had to get niggas to do it. You see, they had lost it, you know. These was white Romans ruling at this time, so they couldn't do it. Cracker ain't never been able to write nothing, but he's a rogue, he's a thief. So they got Paul and Josephus and all them niggas, and they went up and wrote up all that stuff. You see what I'm saying? I wrote up all that stuff, punking out, keep from getting killed. You see what I'm saying? Traitors. Traitors. Now, let's deal with something. I want to read something to you. I think I read this the last time, but I didn't go down far enough. I want to read something in the Apocalypse of Adam. Now, the Apocalypse of Adam, these are original scriptures. They used to call the Gnostic scriptures. That means that the scriptures that was translated in the book of, in what you call the King James Version, those say totally opposite of what the original scriptures say. That's why it took them 7 conferences to turn this thing around. Y'all all right? Is this boring? No. Okay, because we got to get through some things. We deal with this thing right here, because this is what's sticking people. You think you're going to hell and all that kind of shit. You live in hell. But I'm going to show you something else, too. If your God consists of worshiping, you fucking with the wrong motherfucker. Show you something right now. If your God consists of worshiping, you are messing with the wrong person. Let's deal with this. Y'all all right? I hope you ain't scared and think you're going to hell. Huh? You live in hell. The Apocalypse of Adam. revelation, this is a revelation in which Adam taught to his son Seth in the 700th year, saying, listen to my words, my son Seth. When God created me out of the earth along with Eve, your mother, not out of no rib, that's another metaphysical thing, I went about with her in all her glory, and she had been in the eon which we have come forth, which means that he had to go about with her in the place which they were, which they were created out of. She took him there. She taught me a word of knowledge of the eternal God. Now, how the hell Eve gonna teach Adam? Because Eve was higher than that. Adam was a dumbass motherfucker. Eve had to teach him all the shit. So if Eve came after Adam, what the hell Eve is gonna teach Adam of some shit that happened before they was created? That's what it says in the. This is the original scriptures before King James and them faggots got with the shit. You see, it's totally different. This is the apocalypse of Adam. You see. So we always say that the older shit, it has more truth to it. So you best blink on this. Now, look what it says. She taught me the word of knowledge of the eternal God. And we remember the great eternal angels, for we were higher than the God who created us, and the powers with him whom we did not know. The God, the ruler of the eons, and the powers delivered us in wrath. And when we became 2 eons, the glory in the hearts was us and my mother and Eve, and along with the knowledge that a brother with us, he goes into his stuff. But I'm trying to get to the particular point. The point is, going back to this, let's clear this up. We got to clear all this up because I haven't been here but 2 times. So we got to go through a lot of things that we hadn't gone through. In the beginning, we were in heaven, chilling as gods. One of the sisters, Sophia, went off on her own and had a baby. It varies in different mythologies. That wasn't all the way formed. He was somewhat less of the higher gods that we were. He didn't stick around in the womb long enough to get all of the energy to become a god. He jumped ship. Tore out her side. It's in the Dogon mythology and all. Came to this realm and set up a group of planets for himself. Made the earth. Made up some planetary spheres. And this, so literally as a renegade deity was born because he wasn't halfway finished. So when he created, he could only create on a low level. So he couldn't create back to the heaven realm. So this is the fall. There's 2 falls. So literally this entity called Yahweh, or Adalabroth is his name in Gnosticism. He's got several names. Jehovah came to this particular section of the universe and created a section of a universe with a 7 or 12 planetary chains and barricaded the other part of the universe off. Once he created it, he didn't realize because he was not created all the way to the higher form, he couldn't look up above because he didn't have the energy from because he was half created. He didn't have the energy of above to realize that there was somebody above him. You see what I'm saying? So he created a physical body down on this earth. It wasn't all the way formed yet. It wasn't upright yet. He looked up and said, this is my creation, this particular universe that you see. And I am God, and I shall have no other God before me. You've heard that before. He said, I am a jealous God, and I shall have no other God before me. You get that little part in the Bible. Tell you who the God of the Bible is. But see, it's the cut up scriptures. They took them 700 years to take all the shit out. So there was other things. His mother Sophia said, Adalabroth, Yahweh, Jehovah don't lie. There is a God before you. He now lives on earth. You see, to rectify what this subordinate deity had done, the gods from the Most High had to agree to fall down here to clean up this shit. But if they are higher than the God that created this realm, because this realm is low, and they had to fall, then what had fallen, they fell into the physical bodies that he created. Those are the fallen ones, the Nephilim. They had to fall down here, they said, until they had to become a part of his creation to clean it up from the inside out. That's the Christ part, the Christ particle. So God broke himself up, because this is the Son now. There's a mother, but there is the Son. The Son broke himself up and fell through the eons and put himself in each particle of the original man and woman. That's your soul. To clean it up. So when Sophia says that there is a God higher than you, a daughter of Yahweh, don't lie. There is a God higher than you. He lives on the earth. He's man. God is a jealous God. Now if you're a jealous God, now look at this. If I create some little boy toys in a box, I got to be psychologically fucked up to be jealous of something that I created. The only way that I'm jealous of it is the creation that I created got something that's higher than me because I didn't stay around long enough to get the same thing. I jumped ship. You getting this? So man, it said, Eve said that we are higher than the person who created us. You see? That created us. Then he said, okay then, they're higher. They got some stuff up in them, melanin, that's from the triple blackness of space, and one seed of light inside of the melanin that's higher than them. That is God. Remember what I just said? I said that God had to break himself up. I like to say it. Because there's a she, but we don't use this him thing so long. Had to break the energy up and put itself down here. So God fell down here. You understand? To clean this mess up. You understand how it's coming? Now, the key is, if I got a bucket of water and I got a cup, if I dip the cup of water into the bucket, it's not the same thing in the cup, the same as in the bucket. It's just smaller. So God broke itself up into pieces and fell down here until he fell down, so all of him came down here. He's not up there no more. He's down here and he is us. Heaven is within. So we are the original creator and the one true God of the universe. Us. You praying to some other damn deity. The one you praying to is the God that sets over what is called organized religions. That's Yahweh or whatever. And he says, I'm a jealous God, and you got to be obedient to him, because as long as you're obedient to him, you can't raise yourself up. They say, don't go back up the tree of life. What is the damn tree of life? Get my thing. See if I find, wait a minute, hold on, let me find my picture of the tree of life. Y'all all right?
Yes.
Get the tree of life, hold on. Huh?
Oh, you got it. That's it.
Well, I got one section. We know that this is the tree of life. This is the better one. Right here anyway. Let me see if I got a bigger one. Well, I didn't bring it out yet. This is the tree of life, which is the staff of Tahuti. They say don't go up the tree of life, because that the tree of life is the black dot, which is melanin, the apple. So he got you down here and tell you can eat from all the other trees, but you can't eat from the tree of life, which means you can eat from the physical trees, but you can't go inside and get the real nourishment, raising yourself up with the chakras. But along come the serpent, the kundalini, tell you to eat from the tree of life. And they ate from the tree of life, and what happened? Their eyes became open. And God got mad again and cast them out. Because when we came down here, we was advanced beings on this realm. That's Atlantis, Lemuria. And he sends a flood to kill off those ancient gods that fell down before. There's going to be a new Jerusalem. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to take the last and make them first. Make the first and make them last. We are the true gods. We are the original gods. You got to get this in your head. You see what I'm saying? In ancient Hemmitt, they used to take a damn initiate. They'd have him study all the letters, all the gods. He would study these gods. And he would go for 30 years. And after when he got 30, you're not 30, you wasn't 30 in ancient Egypt until you wasn't grown until you were 30. So a motherfucker 18, please. I know now, I didn't know when I was 18, I thought I was grown. You know what I'm saying? 18 shit. I'm 36 now. I'm a baby in this. But thinking back when I was 18, I didn't know my ass from a hole in the ground. You understand what I'm saying? But they say you grown now. Then you can understand how everything is all messed up. When you in your 20s, this is how we get screwed up as adults for the rest of our life. In your 20s, those are your formative years. You don't supposed to be doing nothing but experiencing shit. But what happens is they told you you were an adult when you were 18, and you get this shit called prolonged gratification. You get this thing called instant gratification. You don't have what is called prolonged gratification. You want it now. Everything to go right. You see what I'm saying? You still a child. You don't even measure adulthood until you 30. So when a person is 60, they think that they fucking old. Motherfucker, you ain't up for 20 years old. You only been an adult 20 years. Then we understand when the priests got out of school when they was 40, they was only 10 years in adulthood. You understand what I'm saying? They say it takes 30 years for your spinal column to develop to a certain level. The reason why I know, because all this stuff here, how I'm getting this, right now I guarantee you, majority of the people, they can get these books and they can go through this. I can't get this. When I was 30, when I turned on my birthday, I opened up the book and the shit just read different. Because I became an adult. Because I became an adult. So, your formative years and stuff, you busy trying to build a family and building a damn house. It's too early. That's why I partied and did everything I want all the way up until I'm 30. Till I'm 36. I figure I ain't gonna never get off this shit now. I'm an eternal elementary schooler. That's what I am. That's right. I live like I'm in elementary school. And we're gonna go into that science in a few minutes. All the gods. He would study these gods. And he would go for 30 years. And after when he got 30, you're not 30, you wasn't 30 in ancient Egypt until you wasn't grown until you were 30. So a motherfucker 18, please. I know now, I didn't know when I was 18, I thought I was grown. You know what I'm saying? 18 shit. I'm 36 now. I'm a baby in this. But thinking back when I was 18, I didn't know my ass from a hole in the ground. You understand what I'm saying? But they say you grown now. Then you can understand how everything is all messed up. When you in your 20s, this is how we get screwed up as adults for the rest of our life. In your 20s, those are your formative years. You don't supposed to be doing nothing but experiencing shit. But what happens is they told you you were an adult when you were 18, and you get this shit called prolonged gratification. You get this thing called instant gratification. You don't have what is called prolonged gratification. You want it now. Everything to go right. You see what I'm saying? You still a child. You don't even measure adulthood until you 30. So when a person is 60, they think that they fucking old. Motherfucker, you ain't up for 20 years old. You only been an adult 20 years. Then we understand when the priests got out of school when they was 40, they was only 10 years in adulthood. You understand what I'm saying? They say it takes 30 years for your spinal column to develop to a certain level. The reason why I know, because all this stuff here, How I'm getting this? Right now, I guarantee you, majority of the people, they can get these books and they can go through this. I can't get this. When I was 30, when I turned on my birthday, I opened up the book and the shit just read different. Cause I became an adult. Cause I became an adult. So your formative years and stuff, you busy trying to build a family and building a damn house. It's too early. That's why I partied and did everything I want all the way up until I'm 30. Till I'm 36. I figure I ain't gonna never get off this shit now. I'm an eternal elementary schooler. That's what I am. That's right. I live like I'm in elementary school. And we're gonna go into that science in a few minutes. In a few minutes. Well, you wanna 2.5. Okay, I haven't even picked it up yet. We doing good. We gonna make the 7-hour mark, but you gotta let you know what happened to the other man in the damn movie. But we looked up in the theater and niggas was already out the door. White people still sitting up in there. They got a movie called The Newton Boys. These crackers robbed 80 banks. But they the best bank robbers in history. They done gave these crackers a movie. But at the end of the movie, the niggas got up. At the end of the movie, they had an interview with damn Johnny Carson and the original Newton Boys. The ones that still, one of them still living. This was like in the early 1900s. I mean, in the early 20th century was 1900s. You see, but that's the way they do things now. So it's spiritual. So don't worry about it. Time is not here no more. When you do the libation and you go into another dimension. So it seemed like 30 minutes, but it's been 2.5 hours. And that's what most people are coming to give you a lecture for and charge you damn near $1,000 for 2.5 hours worth of shit. See what I'm saying? I'm just getting started. Elijah in Hebrew, Enoch in Hebrew, Elijah in Hebrew, John in Hebrew. It just means God of the crossroads, the one who comes before Christ, which is a form of the Christ. So you got to get through him to get to your Christ level. And basically it's talking about the crossroads. And literally it's talking about the God of the veil, which you have to pass through. So Elegba, so in the Yoruba tradition, you're doing it to Elegba. That's his name. So basically what you do is on Mondays that you need things. But you can do it every Monday if you want to. Mondays that you remember, you go to a crossroads. First of all, I might say that greed, it will be your test. So a lot of times, if you do things just for the sake of getting money, you don't do. I hardly ever do. I don't do it at all for the simple fact I don't live for money. I just have these things in my possession in case I do need it. And quite sure you can be on a low period that you do need money, and if you was a nigga, know damn well that's a lot. But my point is, you go on a Monday and you take 4 pennies, you take 16 pennies all together, and you take 16 pennies and you put them, you go to a crossroads. You know what a crossroad is? That's any 4 corners. There's a 4 crossroad, every block is a damn near crossroad. And you go to a crossroad and you take 16 pennies, you put 4 pennies on each corner on a Monday, and you ask a leg bar for financial assistance or financial lead. Takes about 7 days. Within a 7-day period, it starts rolling in. Now don't do it and don't believe in the God. Say, I only just believe in Allah, because it ain't going to work. Because Allah and the leg bar is one and the same. It's called the all in all. You understand what I'm saying? You got to realize that all religions are but one religion. There is no one true religion, and there is not no one true answer in all of them. He who knows one book knows none. There's a bigger book with us. So what happens is we have been turned against our own African traditional things by thinking of the many God, which Allah in Islam is 99 attributes. So why the fuck the African can't have 99 attributes? Why is his shit gotta be polytheistic? See what I'm saying? The same concept. Just the Christian, they just say God is everywhere, but then they separate it and give you angels. So the attributes of God now become angels. Just a matter of how you get past the bullshit. Understanding God in one concept is not truly understanding God. You can't do it. That's called dogma. You understand what I'm saying? I'll be damned if you talking about somebody gonna give you an automobile to get to damn Texas, and the motherfucker come by your house and bring you a steering wheel. You ain't going no damn well. But it's the same concept with God. That's called the blind faith bullshit, and I just bow down to one type thing and all. You don't get it. That means you're still a child of God, and if luck just makes sure that your ass don't get killed or whatever, you just lucky. But if you want to start being God's, you must understand that God is a multi-deity system. I want to ask you a question here. Let's say there were many gods. I'm going to ask you, you're a Muslim. Let's say there were many gods. Would anything be wrong with that? Think about it. What would be wrong with many gods? The only reason why you think something's wrong with it is because somebody told you that something was wrong with it. Right? That's the only concept that you got of it. Is somebody, based on a tradition, told you it was wrong to worship many gods. Think about it. Now, we know that no African ever worshiped many gods because we didn't worship God. We understand that the deities all represented the God one and the one God. And there was different attributes of God. You see? But another nigga coming into your culture and don't understand it, they worship many gods. That's what E. Wallace Budge, who wrote the Book of the Dead, his last year of his life, wrote a book From Fetish to God in Ancient Egypt. He said, it took me 15 years since I wrote Gods of the Egyptians, and I thought they were polytheistic. He said, I didn't realize that the Egyptians wasn't polytheistic. They worshiped the many gods represented the different aspect of the one God, or what they call the God one, the hidden God. You understand what I'm saying? There is no such thing as polytheism. But if there was, what makes that bad? It's more in that than worshiping the one God, because the one worshiping the one God concept means you don't have any knowledge of the workings of God. God is a multi-deity system. You don't go to college and a motherfucker give you one book. You go up in college, nigga give you a comic book for 4 years. He give you Dick, Sally, and Jane, one little book. Right? So why the hell you think you gonna, if the college, which is a low white man's knowledge, is more complex, why the hell you think when it come to God, which is more complex than that college, why is it you gotta have one damn book? It's a fool's game. You see what I'm saying? That's why you don't find the people who run the world reading one religion. The white boy figured it out. He said, we got all these people with these different religions and they're fighting, and we ain't the inventors of none. The difference with them is they all have cultural backgrounds. We didn't come from nothing but the cave. So how we will get on top of them is we will study it all. It's called masonry. And that's what they do in the lodge, is they study everything. That's one thing about the white boy, and they don't keep nothing that don't work. One thing about the cracker, if it don't work, he ain't fucking with it. He ain't gonna be in no goddamn church praying to God. Some cracker go and blow up the church, kill 3 little black girls, and your ass convene the next Sunday. He ain't doing that shit. If it got to the point that your religion that fucked up that it's gonna kill your babies, he gonna try something else. See what I'm saying? He's for results. If the religion degenerates to the point where it don't give results, you're supposed to throw it in the trash can of history. That's what John Henry Clark told you. So one thing about the cracker, if he dealing with Egypt, Europe, Vodun, advanced stuff they call Satanism, he ain't messing with nothing that don't work. He leave that for the fools. The advanced mysteries of what they call Satanism is African science that they put up under the word Satanism to keep your ass out of it. So they got this new thing. They call it, no, it's not even the New Age thing, because that varies. What they do is, in a library system or book system, they have They section things off. They put certain things they know you ain't going to touch it. So they'll take the advanced African stuff and they'll put on that baby Satanism or demonology. They know that half the Christians ain't going to touch it. So that keeps the majority of the white people out. They know that the majority of black people out Jesus the white people. And out Muhammad, and out, so you know damn well you ain't gonna fuck with no devil on it. So they'll take the African science, Vodun, Yoruba, ancient Hemmitt, all this stuff, and they'll put it up under that, under the headings. You don't even get the science. All your stuff is locked up in there. One of my C. Freeman L. is a brother gonna come here. He's one of my teachers. He taught me how to meditate, which we not just meditating, all kind of little practices, little shit combined. He believes in the Sufi. You take about 5 different type of techniques, about 1,000 techniques to get results. So he's real good at all that. He's good at going into the Bible and breaking it down astrologically, metaphysically. He works with the Bible. He can break all that down. He was asking me, he said, yeah, I'm trying to find, he said there's some old Latin stuff, and there's some old stuff that's in that the Masons don't put in the books. And it's just little terminologies to explain the stuff in the books. I said, yeah, he got some stuff, they call it the Dictionary of Satan, or Lucifer's Lexicon, or the Book of the Devil. That's the shit you go to. But see, if you're a Muslim, you can't go to that shit. If you're a Christian, you can't go to it. They got a book I call Pacts with the Devil. Came out in '93. Scared the shit out of black people and white people because it was red. Had a white boy on there with a pope neck chained up and a nun neck chained up. Scared the hell out of it. It scared the devil out of them so bad that only the advanced occultists got the book. They had to go back and redo it. They took the red off it so it wouldn't scare. It's still called Pacts with the Devil. Best books ever written. Awesome. All the stuff up in there. And up in there they got a picture of the devil and they say he is called a black man. You get it. You messing around with this powder junk. This is light stuff. And that's how the cracker is able to keep the secrets from you, is in what he calls Satanism and demonology. That's only a term. You got to understand, if the devil don't exist on the physical, as far as we know that the white boy has got problems, and we call that the devil. Well, if you're talking about any kind of disharmony or disorder of evil, he is that. We understand that. Now I'll get into the explanation on what that is in a few minutes. But as far as what they're talking about, as far as Satanism, that's a terminology that they log things that they don't want you to get into. So I pick up the Pacts with the Devil, Christopher Hyatt and Jason S. Black. First thing I see it, I'm going to run to it. I look up in there, they got Yoruba, Egyptian, Vodun. You see what I'm saying? Go get the movie Warlock, 1 and 2. Warlock comes from the ancient word Horus Lock. The Egyptian priests, or the children in Egypt, used to wear the Horus Lock. The Hebrews used to wear it in the adult in Ethiopia. So it's called Horus Lock, Horlock, Warlock. It means priest of Horus, or followers of Horus, called the Shusenhar. Ancient Egyptian priest, Warlock. Witch comes from the word Vich. That comes from the word bitch, which means priestess of the dog star. You get the word Wicca, wise one. So the women in, when all this stuff, when the Moors brought all this up into Spain, the white women started worshiping Isis, and after they kicked the Moors out of Spain, they start burning them at the stake. You see what I'm saying? That's your magic. That's your magic. That's why you ain't been able to do nothing by praying. Praying ain't nothing but begging. That's all it is, begging. Now what the thing about what the original prayer was, you supposed to say it and work it into your subconscious, because your subconscious can't do nothing to you until you convince your subconscious that it is real. So if you prayed on a certain level, you could convince your subconscious that it's real. But the problem is, the reason why prayer don't work for you now, because you're praying to a deity that's outside of you. You don't understand that your prayer is only supposed to ask. The original prayer is you trying to ask your deep subconscious, where all the power is, to do something for you. You see what I'm saying? To do something for you. So now, you meditate on it. It's a greater form of prayer. You might ask the question. The only prayer was you was asking a question. When you meditate, you try to receive the question. You see what I'm saying? But if you tell your subconscious something, your subconscious is a storehouse of energy. It can produce anything, even on the physical, that you want it to. But it can't produce anything not unless you convince your subconscious that it's real. You see? So what happens is when you see people in the church and they got a certain amount of results, they got the results not because of Jesus was in their life and they bearing witness. What it was is the deity, they had gotten so immersed into the belief and the worship of the deity till it signaled the subconscious and gave them what they wanted anyway. They don't realize that it's their own subconscious giving it, and they're attributing it to Jesus, because even though we didn't have the ancient African religion, the Jesus substituted at the time to give us what I want anyway, what we wanted anyway. You see what I'm saying? So when we prayed, we used to get results to the simple doggone fact. It was a science, and we used to go beyond it because we really believed in Jesus. So we would tap into the subconscious, and that's how we got shit. But there are many times your ass prayed and didn't get shit. So that's a damn Russian roulette lottery system on the praying shit. But we're talking about getting it we're talking about getting it totally. So now going back to this leg bar. The leg bar ritual every Monday, if you take 4 pennies on a Monday and put them on 4 corners and ask the leg bar for financial assistance, and all, in 7 days you guaranteed basically to get what you want. The key is, some people try to, the thing about it is your spirit. See, you have a spirit on the inside of you, and you can't fool your spirit. Your spirit wants one thing. It wants out. It wants to be other than human. So, it's not going to give you anything that's going to keep it trapped. So, therefore, if you genuinely just need something to get you over the hump, to keep your lights from getting cut off, it will give you only what you need. But it's not going to give you what you desire, because what you desire can only be a desire depending on where your mind is. Small mind, full house, full of shit. Empty mind, no, full mind, empty house. So the difference between me, the reason why I say that I don't have to have money and all the type of stuff, because I don't want anything, nothing, but the knowledge. It's hardly anything that's that I can do to enjoy myself now, because I've gone past that stage. It's the same thing what happened. There's certain things you did as a child, you can't enjoy yourself with that now. Well, the same thing. So what's happening now? You think you're an adult. The shit that you're dealing with is a child level, and you don't realize it. It's just that you hadn't developed. See, they don't give you knowledge after. Shit. If your mom and them don't give you none, you don't really get shit. But they only give you a certain limited amount of knowledge in education. And basically the knowledge is to give you some. They're not even giving you knowledge. They're giving you training to so you can get to the money, basically. Training you so you can get money. So what happens is you never really grow up, because you always want things. You see what I'm saying? I like the VCR not because of the VCR. You see, I want the VCR being entertained. Now, I like it because I used to see the videos to learn from, or I can get a lot of the movies. You see what I'm saying? But the things that you crying saying that you want things, these particular things, you don't need half of that shit. Right. You see what I'm saying? Now, the reason why I say that now, because we have a lot to talk. Take for instance, I tapped into this at the first. We can still go on, but I want to give you this. When I was talking about the sisters. They have trained, what happened is this. The ancient sister was different than the modern sister. They have trained the sisters, they train you from a little girl they domesticate your mind. It doesn't have anything to do with black. It's just that we follow the damn white woman who ain't shit no way. You see what I'm saying? And so they train you from a look. They train the guys on another level. They fucked up too. But what I'm trying to say is when I'm talking, I'm going to go into this love thing right quick.
Unwind with Celestial's
Romance thing is a cult. It's the same type of a cult. Not occult. Occult means that which is hidden. So when you go to the metaphysical bookstore and you see the word occult, don't say that's some crazy shit. That's cult. Cult means it's a people controlling your environment. So Christianity, or what you call the church, is a cult. That's the biggest church you got. The mosque is a cult. That's a cult. That's cult. That means a person controls your environment based on giving you a certain ideology. You see what I'm saying? Which has a greater meaning, but they give it to you on another meaning and it locks you in. That's slavery. Religion is insanity. I said religion, not a spiritual system of spiritual knowledge. Gnosis, what it's called. You see what I'm saying? So what is going on here is the reason why we have having a lot of problems now is because your relationship at this particular time is supposed to. You ever see a brother the way he hang with another partner and he enjoys a brother and it ain't got no romance involved, but they vibe? That's the way a man is supposed to roll with his mate. Right now, some brothers over, and they'll go, yo man, let me go in another room. I want to tell you some shit. I don't know what you call it, you know. And they try to separate. I say, look, if my goddamn girl can't sit in on that shit, I don't want to hear it. See what I'm saying? My girl be like, these brothers sitting around, and the sisters will say, come on, we gonna get together. Let's go in the other room. My girl say, y'all motherfuckers go to hell on. I ain't going with y'all niggas. Y'all ain't talking about shit but niggas. She won't go. The key is, we got to get out of this male and female thing. Take for instance, in '96, right before the Olympics, they had the little cookout. More bourgeoisie. Niggas tricked me over there. I go over this stuff, but the brothers was cool. We start dropping the knowledge up in there, me and my partner, and the brothers was all into it. But first we was talking about Jordan. We was talking about fucking Arsenio and all that ignorant shit, and the sisters was around talking music. Soon as we went to the knowledge, they got up and went into another damn room. You see what I'm saying? And my point is, the sister has to be a damn warrior. Has to be a doggone warrior. So, like, so if you see some brothers, we're gonna separate, it's a male thing with the male. See, right now, all this thing, the male and the female thing, it's bullshit. We talking about souls now. And you separating. Your sister's supposed to know the same shit you know. That's a partner. My sister knows the same thing I know. I talk, and even when I'm talking about niggas, talking about guys, my sister's in on to it. When she talk about women, it's the same thing. And it's got to be this thing. That's the white woman shit where they done separated you from your man and making you think that this whole thing, because we're not talking, black woman always was a matriarchy. So we didn't need the feminism. You see what I'm saying? Man is not man now unless man is half woman. Woman is not woman now unless woman is half man. We talking about a balance. The man is supposed to spend the most of his time becoming more left brain, more right brain. Intuitiveness, thought process. The woman got to spend her time becoming more left brain. You see what I'm saying? Becoming more left brain. So what they do is they separate it. So this whole thing about the romance and the love and all that old bullshit that they got, all these books and all these soaps and all this kind of thing, that's a cult. So what happened when the Afrocentric movement broke out in the late 80s, early 90s, there was a obsessive amount of brothers. And it was a lot of sisters in it, but it wasn't as many as the brothers. And people couldn't find out. I said, no, you got to realize, the sisters got a double standard. Not only did everybody got to break out of these religions, but the sisters got to break out of another religion. It's called love. It's a religion. It's a form of insanity. Take case in point. And this is why we got case in point. And what it means is you got to have greater passions. And what I mean by that is this. Niggas get together, they might talk about a whole, and it doesn't have anything to do, what I'm saying here is, this is not low rating the sister. You are victims of a patriarchal society, that the white man has reduced his female down to a bumbling idiot. And you are thinking that what she is on as far as the, because we're a slave culture. So we look at white people as the model. So what we think of as femininity is actually an idiot. Because he is a patriarchal sexist. You see what I'm saying? He hates the woman. So he's reduced his woman down to a fool. You see? And it starts from the cradle. So what the deal is, it's a part of patriarchal society which has the sister locked into this particular stuff. So he give you all, right now if a nigga come with flowers, you be like, fuck, you give me some flowers. So just think about it. Just think about it. A damn flower grow out the fucking side. You can go pick some flowers yourself or go buy a pack of damn seeds. Just think about it. The only reason why you like flowers is because somebody programmed you to accept the damn flowers from a nigga when you was a child. See what I'm saying? You got to get on a higher level. Nigga singing a song to you, a poem, and all that old bullshit. You supposed to be more advanced. That ain't shit. That's why they pump all them love songs on the thing. You got to get beyond that. That you see, because you ain't gonna never find nothing on that realm. Forget nigga singing a goddamn song to you. You know what I'm saying? If a woman would sing a damn song to me, advanced as I am, I hang the damn phone up in her damn face. You understand the concept of what I'm trying to say? The things that you think that is so beautiful, that think you say he cares for you, is all superficial. You see what I'm saying? It's superficial. What happens is, when you first fall in love, the brother is willing to go that extra mile because he's into the first stage of love. You don't know the person spiritually, so what happens is you can only deal with the physical. As time goes on, the love becomes to another plateau, and you become more and more like sister and brother, mother and father. And those things are not needed. But because he don't do it no more, because he only does it because he's in love. See, he's a little crazy when he's in love. That motherfucker do anything, bend over backwards. That's the newness of something. See, it's not even love. It's a compulsive infatuation that we call love. But there is something, a chemistry that goes on when people first meet. So he might do things ordinary, but once that phase run out, when you get to know a person on another vibe, and it goes to another level, you say, he don't love me no more because he don't do those things no more. He don't supposed to do that shit no more. You don't supposed to need that kind of validation no more. You see what I'm saying? It is idiotic for me to tell my woman that I love her when it's given. You understand what I'm saying?